Heyo everybody, Haku here with my live reaction for One Piece chapter 1106, my live reaction bingo. This is getting recorded kind of late. I wanted to record it earlier in the day, but I'll be real with you, I forgot. But I am going to be trying to post this as soon as I'm done recording it. For patrons and members at least. As usual, if you're new, these One Piece videos go up when the scans come up for patrons and channel members. So if you are interested in getting One Piece a bit early, there's Patreon. You could join down below, become a patron or member. You get One Piece a bit early because it doesn't go out publicly for everybody until the official translation comes out. So yeah, I guess with that said, I'm excited to see what we end up getting into this week. So at the end of last week, when somebody is coming, I think it was Pate who said, hey, maybe it's Smoker because of the tattered marine flag. And at first, when I first read, I thought the tattered marine flag was just like, yeah, those were marine ships that got destroyed as somebody's on the way there. And so to me, rethinking that, I'm like, well, it is true. We can obviously see that it is marine ships that have been destroyed. And so if we can obviously see that it's marine ships that have been destroyed, we don't really need that information. We don't really need the tattered marine flag. So maybe it is actually somebody with a marine flag coming here, and Smoker would make sense, or it could even be Kobe's crew coming from the Hachinosu. Almost forgot the name there. It could be that too. That's a possibility. So it could be either of them. With Smoker, it would just make sense. I expected Smoker to play a role in this arc. I thought that Smoker would finally come around and like fully ally with the Straw Hats against the world government at this point. Because for other characters for a long time, it's, oh, this character's going to turn on the Marines, oh, this character's going to turn on the Marines. But there hasn't really been as much buildup other than they're a good person and the Marines are usually bad. So for somebody like Kobe, I think it makes less sense. Kobe is trying to do good from within the Marines. Being a Marine was his dream. So for somebody like Kobe, it makes less sense. Even though he's a good person, he wants to do good things from within the Marines. But for somebody like Smoker, from the start, he's been on a pretty solid character trajectory of, you know, first, like, kind of, we don't know what his relationship or thoughts on Roger were, but it was almost like he looked up to Roger. And then going on from there, he went from, pirates are terrible and I crushed them, to actually Luffy's crew might be good, to the more and more we go through the series, every time we get to see Smoker again, it's him realizing that the world government is doing some really bad things, and that not all pirates are bad. And it really came to a head at the most recent arc that he was in, when he was in Punk Hazard. It came to the end where he saw this horrible stuff that was going on at this government experimental lab island, and then the darkness within the world government of what Virgo was doing. But then he sees the Straw Hats do all this good, and it kind of comes to a head there. He goes to Vegapunk's island, and so when we got into Egghead, I was expecting him to play a larger role in the arc, because it makes sense for Smoker to potentially switch sides, or at least temporarily be like, I need to stand up for what's right against the government, because for Smoker, that's actually been built up throughout the entirety of the series. Plus, at this point, we have Tashigi separated from him, and a big question with that is, if Smoker does something, then what happens to Tashigi, because she's kind of his +1, but in this situation, she's off with Kobe's crew. It doesn't have to affect her directly if he does something, if he turns on the government here. So for Smoker, I've always thought that character-wise it made sense. The problem with that is One Piece. The problem with that is that after starting Wano, Oda seems to just throw whatever at the wall. Character, like, trajectories don't really matter anymore. Character development, like, who knows if it's gonna stick, who knows if it's gonna mean anything. So it's just like, pre-Wano, I would have been like, oh, this makes so much sense. But post-Wano, even if something makes sense, who knows if it'll happen. It's One Piece at this point. So that's kind of where I get into, like, maybe we won't see Smoker at all. Who knows what Oda's doing at this stage. But either way, as usual, I will leave a link to the card generator so that you can make your own bingo card down in the comments and all if you want to play along as well. So let's look at our board and then start reading. So this time around, I got Seraphim. That one's not looking too good. Admiral. That one's probably pretty good. Bounty Reveal, Pacifista, Vivi Wappler Morgans, Cross Guild, New Name Devil Fruit, Revolutionary Other Than Kuma, Yonko, Zoan Transformation, Nika Mentioned, Food, a free space which we can click, Vegapunk, any Straw Hat member. I think this, just the center row for me, is looking pretty good. Like, those are 4 relatively common ones lately. So, Flashback, Thousand Sunny, Vice Admiral, Smoker, New Cover Story, Law or Kid, Gorosei, Where's Caribou, Kuma Doesn't Die, and Karen Endor Zunisha. Again, you could get a completely different order for these, plus there are other ones that I didn't get on my card that you can end up getting on your card, so we could have something totally different to play off of. Right now, I feel like my best play is just this center column right here. I think that there's less hope for some of the ones towards the top and bottom of my card. But either way, let's finally get into reading. We're starting out with chapter 1106, On Your Side. And we have a crocodile wearing a Lacoste shirt with Robin. Cover request by ABA, Robin dressed as a crocodile in a cute getup. I feel like this has been the longest time we've spent post-time skip without a new cover story. It seems like it's been such a long time since the last one ended. But before I even get into the chapter proper, that is any Straw Hat member already. We already ended up with Robin here. Is there any food? There is a pineapple in the background. I don't know if I'll count that or not. If I really need to stretch for it, I will. But I doubt I'll even need to bother. They're really going at it. It's just like the newspaper said. Is the approaching ship friend or foe? Okay. So I didn't think we would actually maybe even get to see this chapter, let alone the beginning. Whoa. Luffy tumbles backwards after eating. What the? He already digested all that food? He may gobble us up if we get any closer. Is he even human? We have an explosion. Hey, look out! Not good, we're surrounded by flames. We can't stay on the island much longer. Pull it together. Don't worry about him being an emperor. Let's get him into sea stone cuffs on the count of 3. So he's going back into Gear 5th. But before then, we do have food in there with Luffy. I don't know if I would count Luffy as a Zoan transformation, but do I have Devil Fruit Awakening? Oh, I don't have Devil Fruit Awakening, do I? Oh no. That's not good. Okay, hold on. 3, 2, 1, and then, get on the ships. Egghead's done for. The Buster Call's already commencing. Keep blasting into the inferno, don't stop. Kuma, Bonnie. And they're falling from when Kizaru cut the thing last chapter. Atlas, come in. Shoot down this pathetic family. Alright, I got quite a few there. We got Pacifista here. We got Vegapunk. Now all we need is somebody to mention Nika. Okay, I do have Gorosei. I don't know if that one guy was a Vice Admiral or not. The one guy we saw there. I'm not 100% sure on that one. Okay, I don't think we've seen any others quite yet. So let's continue for a second. Atlas let Bonnie down. Bonnie-chan. Understood, Stella. Alright, just taking it in. And then Bonnie transforms into her older self, it seems like. Daddy, please don't shoot. Help us escape alive instead. And the Pacifista rather, freeze up. Did you hear her shout just now? I can't hear a thing over these explosions. Interesting, so I didn't think the Pacifista would actually respond like that, but they are. They're turning on the Marines. They're aiming at us. And they start firing at the ships. The Pacifista have gone rogue. Interesting, I really didn't think the Pacifista would react like that. And we have Saturn, shocked. Bonnie, there's one thing that keeps me up at night. The image of you being killed by your dear father. And Kuma, the idea of your precious daughter dying by your hands. I couldn't stomach such tragedy. That is the reason I made sure that each and every clone sharing your appearance would be programmed to obey her. Okay, so we have the Bonnie failsafe. Bonnie, they will prioritize your orders above all else, even commands from the world's overseers. It doesn't matter if the entire planet is against you. Kuma will always be on your side. That was the one selfish liberty I took. And I knew this secret would have consequences. For a second, I thought main Vegapunk would die for the longest time. I am shocked. I thought it was going to happen for a long time, but it's funny, I got lulled into a false sense of security. I thought that main Vegapunk was going to die, but maybe some of the satellites would survive, if they can survive without him, which I think they can. But I thought he would die. And then, as the arc went on, I was like, nah, maybe I guess he'll go with the revolutionaries if they show up. Maybe he'll escape to Elbaf with the Straw Hats. But no! Wow. Unless, it is Vegapunk. He could have the will of P. If Vegapunk has the will of P, he might make it. A betrayal of this magnitude? Vegapunk, and Bonnie's yelling, would be met with no mercy. Damn it, Vegapunk! We have Frankie reacting as well. Kizaru, eliminate them, and be quick about it. Ho and Kizaru is using the blasts, hitting Kuma, Atlas, Frankie, and Sanji. Okay, and he's going in with the sword. I'll make sure to get you both in one slash, so you can be together. It won't hurt a bit, Bonnie. Kizaru. Alright, before I continue to whatever cool thing's gonna happen next, we did see Luffy, that's a Yonko. I didn't even think about that. We saw a Zoan transformation with Saturn. Okay, no Vivi Wapple or Morgans yet. No revolutionaries other than Kuma yet. Admiral we just got. Oh, I'm so excited to see what happens next. I'm holding myself back for right this second. We might have had a flashback and I just didn't process it. Let me think about these other ones first. Alright, Kuma looks like he's not dying, but not so sure about Vegapunk. Okay, Luffy's back up. That's who's gonna stop it. We have him laughing, and then a giant fist coming in from the side, knocking Kizaru into a ship. What the? Was that Straw Hat? After that snack, I'm at full power. If I had Luffy full heal again, let's have some fun. And we have the beat coming in. Everyone bouncing off the ground. Everyone okay? Is it me or is the island shaking? Who cares about that now? Somebody stop the pacifista. Also, the Sanji haters are probably eating good, because he is not looking too great lately. And we see Saturn and Kizaru again. Vegapunk. Bonnie's holding on to him. We've got to go. We'll die if we stay here. Oh, because of... Well, I mean, he went Gear 5th earlier. But at least now, because of the beat reverberating through the ground, when he used his powers on the ground, I guess, the robot guy is starting to wake up. And I didn't know what to call him. I guess like the Ancient Warrior, I'm not sure. Because I was gonna put him as an option that could show up on the bingo cards, but I didn't because I was like, I don't know what to call him. I should have. That rhythm. Nika? That bingo time. Hold on. We got it. Nika mentioned. Alright. That's right. I've always looked up to him. They say Nika would come along laughing to this rhythm. And we got the flashback. And then her looking up. This is actually really cool. If Vegapunk and Kuma both die, but they both die seeing Luffy as Nika at the very end. That's a cool way to end it for both of them. I knew it. You haven't connected the dots yet, have you, Bonnie? It was like that with me, too. I had to see it with my own eyes. Straw Hat Luffy, the young boy who caught Kuma's eye, is Sun God Nika. Huh? Kuma was right. The Buster calls a tame problem for him. People all over the world have been awaiting his arrival, for hundreds of years. Northeast coast of Egghead. We're seeing something. It has cross blades. Is that... I was gonna say, is that, God, what? Shanks' ship, but it looks like heart-shaped things on the side of it. So is it maybe Buggy and Alvida? If so, we might get cross-killed. I'm trying only to look at the next panel at each point. I thought they died 100... Oh! No! So it might be Shanks then. Died 100 years ago, but there's no doubt it's them. It's probably Dory and Brogy. Why aren't they stopping? What the heck are they even doing here? We're gonna crash. They're coming right for us, scrolling up so I only see the top. Yeah, it's totally them. Fire. Damn it, why are you giants here? Why? They're actually asking why, Dory. Don't they know some things in this world can't be stopped? Gah-ba-ba-ba. We've come to pick up Straw Hat. It's an emergency. The giant pirates are here. Gah-gah-gah-gah. Or should we call him the Sun God? And then break next week, which is actually good for me. I needed a break to work on other stuff. A giant glimpse of hope finally arrives. Alright, pretty neat. So I wonder if that's their ship then. Okay, sorry, just taking in all the art and all. That was neat and all. Like I said, if Vegapunk and Kuma do die, but they die with the last thing that they saw being Luffy, that'd be really good. But we didn't really focus on that particularly, especially if Vegapunk dies in general. I think that's solid. So it seems like Dory and Brogy are showing up. Then we probably will actually go to Elbaf next. And it says a giant glimpse of hope arrives, but at this point the Straw Hats have been fine. Luffy just full healed. I know it's been a common thing, people talking about, we got a flashback, people talking about there not really being much stakes, much tension in One Piece, like late Wano onward. And it's very true. Not since, what is it? Late Whole Cake has there really been like real tension, because at this point it's like, yeah, Luffy's a reincarnated god who just full heals whenever he wants. He did it in Wano, he does it again here. There's not really any tension. The Straw Hats, complete jokes who get bodied at every able opportunity, who have had no character development this arc essentially, which is really sad because there could have been some stuff there with Frankie and Vegapunk, but the Straw Hats just don't get any screen time anymore. Yeah, I don't know. Some things it's just like I mentioned before, One Piece is very, very hit and miss at this point, with some really great stuff happening with the flashbacks, the cutaways, but then the main body of the story just kind of being a letdown compared to what we used to get pre-Wano. Just with lack of tension, the Straw Hats not doing anything, Luffy being a reincarnated chosen one, it's all just So, yeah, I don't know. It's whatever. And it's like, okay, Dory and Brogy showing up. I guess then the Straw Hats will go... I think it's just... The thing that's got me on this is that line at the end. Like, oh, a glimpse of hope. It's like, hope's already been there. The Straw Hats have been fine. I don't know. I haven't really been feeling the danger. Maybe from Saturn, but Saturn's kind of just chilling, letting them do what they want for the most part. Kizaru's kind of just goofing around, getting knocked away by Luffy here and there. I don't feel, even though they should be huge threats, even though logically they probably are huge threats, they haven't felt like it a lot of the time. And even here, we have Vegapunk getting probably killed, but we don't know. Will probably getting killed, and still I'm like, Will he might make it. And that's, a problem that people have been saying for years with Oda really sticking to doing these fake-out deaths, especially the egregious ones in Wano, is that the problem with the fake-out deaths isn't these characters surviving, it's, not giving them a proper end to their story, but also the fact that if you do this so many times, at a certain point, it undercuts every actual emotional moment, because anytime there's an emotional moment, you're just going to be, like, outside of a flashback, you're just going to be like, they'll probably make it, they'll be fine. Like, right now I'm looking at Vegapunk, and it's like he's just been stabbed through the chest. We have seen people survive much worse than that, and even if he does die, we've got like 6 more of them, like, in storage. So, I don't know. It might seem a bit negative, but it's One Piece at this point. It's what you get. It's kind of just popcorn content, honestly. But either way, that's where we'll end here. Sorry if I've been a bit negative towards the end, but I just feel like as much as I try to enjoy like the weekly chapters, and it's like, oh, that's a nice chapter, the overall idea of what One Piece has become and like how something I loved so much has declined and decayed so much just comes creeping in. But either way, like if you did like the video, comment down there, tell me what you thought of the chapter and my thoughts and reaction. Subscribe for more One Piece, much more on the channel. Follow on Twitter if you want. If you want a link to the Discord server, just ask and I can give you a link. It's free and open for anyone. If you would like to help support the channel and get One Piece a few days early, then hit join down below to become a channel member. Go to patreon.com/Haku of the Tubes, or a link will be in the description. If you want to become a patron, like I said, patrons and channel members, you get One Piece a bit early. You also get shoutouts at the end of every video, so huge thank you to Chosen Regular Evan Holly, Magical Girls, Efranono and Smaller Dog, Cherryton Student, David Langstaff, Slayer Candidates, SG and Stan Cedar, and Pure Element Pate Ardiallo. Huge thank you to all of you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.